Hi, this is Steve Mitchell, aka The Modern Gentleman from themichelli.com, and in this episode I'm going to be reviewing a cartridge razor from Wilkinson Sword, the Hydro 5 Sensitive. So regular readers will know I am not a fan of cartridge razors. Although they are really convenient, they're quite pricey and they're never going to be sharp enough to deal with the problems that I have, which is sensitive skin, and they're just not designed to clear hair fast enough so that they don't drag, right? I've tried a whole number of cartridge razors and I have just given up on them. And that means I am a big fan of the straight razor or the double-edged safety razor. But every now and again something new comes out and I will always give them a try. You never know, technology might have moved on. So I saw Wilkinson Sword had a new cartridge razor, the Hydro 5 Sensitive. Now I didn't try the Hydro 5. I've not tried Wilkinson Sword for a long time, but I kind of lumped them together with the whole Gillette Mach 3 experience, and so I've just put those to the side. But I thought, well, it's been a long time, let me choose this, let me try this. And actually this is my third time trying to do this video, so I actually know how good this or bad this razor is. The first time I did it, the sound quality was awful, so I'm hoping the sound quality is much better. I've got my external mic here, plugged it in finally. The second time I did this, for some reason I went out of focus, so hopefully you can see me clearly. And both times I built up about a week's worth of growth just so that I'd have something difficult. Well, the first time I tried it because I thought this is going to prove that these razors are not good enough. The second time I knew the results and so I was confident that I could have a week's worth of growth. And this time, due to timing, this is actually a beard, right? This is something that cartridge razors cannot deal with. You would never willingly put yourself through trying to shave off this amount of hair with a cartridge razor. If I ever let my hair get this long, I would automatically go for a cutthroat razor. It's the only thing in my mind that will cut through hair this long. This is about 8 or 9 days growth for me. So it's significant. Shows you how long I've been planning this video, so I do hope I can do it some justice. And one thing I've noticed is I don't need to be as ritualistic, if for want of a better term, in my shaving approach. You know, I would always shower, I'd always do it in the evening, I would always spend time with a proper shaving brush and shaving soap, and I turn it into a bit of me time, whereas I know that's not how most guys shave. They have shaving foam out of a can and they just, first thing in the morning, they just go for it. They don't have the preparation. And so this time I'm going to try and do the shave the way I think you would do the shave, no preparation. I've got a bowl of water here. Now some old habits do die hard, so I am probably going to show you a few tips and tricks that I use even when I'm cutthroat shaving, or if I'm teaching people to use a cutthroat shaver. I don't know why I'm saying cutthroat shaver when I mean cutthroat razor. But this is just a bog standard out of a can shaving foam that you can get from any high street. And always have a towel to hand, mostly for when I'm clearing off my razor blade. So if I had a cutthroat razor, I would just quickly clean it off here. Now before I start, I just want to say, one of the things that made me want to even try this is you can't get a precise shave from a cartridge razor. Also I thought, however, this has an ingenious flip top head, which means the edge, it's not like the Gillette system where there's a tiny blade on the back that's good for nothing. this means that you can get right up to the edge of the shaving blades, razor blades, and so you can do the intricate stuff. But more of that in a minute. Wet my razor. This does have a hydrating strip on the top, which I find once it's wet becomes very, well, I guess there's clearly something in there that's very lubricating, for want of a better term. And the way I would shave is I would always start with the cheeks. And here's the thing, you saw how much hair I had on my face, 9 days growth, which is kind of unfair for a cartridge razor. It is unfair. And as you can see, I'm having no trouble getting through this whatsoever. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And I'm also doing far more strokes than I would normally do. I'd usually just do 2 or 3, rinse it off. But I know that's not how many guys shave. Guys become really cavalier and they just attack their hair. Now, one thing I've noticed is this clears hair really quickly. I would expect a normal cartridge razor to be absolutely clogged up with hair, and that's when you start to get the dragging and the cuts and the irritation. And I'm not getting any of that. Now you might wonder, why have I only done half my face? Well, that is because if you want to learn how to use a straight razor or a double-edged razor, you have your dominant hand that you're used to shaving with, but then you have your non-dominant hand, and you need to use your non-dominant hand when you're using a safety razor or a shavette or a cutthroat razor. But all of the tutorials don't show you that. They just say, yeah, just start with a really sharp, surgically sharp instrument and start putting it in your weaker hand, and when you do it, your hand will shake. So it's a great tip to just start practicing and start shaving with your non-dominant hand. It just takes a little bit of practice and you'll find that it's actually really quite easy, as long as you let the razor do the work and you don't put too much pressure on it. Actually, one thing I'll show you now while I can is just how effective that flip top head is, because if I pull that back, one area where I find really difficult is right up here inside your nose. And that absolutely makes mincemeat of it. It's easy, 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 easy. Now this shave is probably going to take me a bit longer than I would normally shave, but that's because I was shaving off a beard. And we're finished. Pat dry. Absolutely no irritation. And quite often from a cartridge razor I would be sore, maybe even little nicks. Nothing. Perfect. Perfect. Let's finish off with a little moisturiser. So thoughts? Well, first of all, and my main objection is these are not sharp enough to give you a really close, good shave. It's never going to be cutthroat razor smooth, but it's good enough for every day. It's good enough. I would definitely consider having one of these in my wash bag. I'm not sure I would use it every day simply because I still like the ceremony of using a cutthroat razor. But it's for convenience. You can't beat it. And if you weren't trying to shave nearly 9-10 days worth of growth, this would be a very quick, very easy shave. I love the precision. I love the flip top head. I love the fact that the blades must be wider apart or a different design to the other cartridge razors on the market, because it clears hair. There was no dragging, there's no irritation, there's no issues with my shave. I'm not sure how I feel about the moisturizing strip. It's good, but it kind of interfered with the shaving foam a little bit. Maybe it would be less noticeable if you used a gel. But I would always recommend actually using a proper shaving soap and a brush, and I just think this might interfere with it slightly. But the beauty of this is, as you saw, I just flipped it out the way and used it just as the blade, just as a very simple sharp blade, and it was perfect for that. On the price front, this cost me $11.99. I got it from a high street store, very accessible. I don't think it's going to be any more expensive or any less expensive than the other leading cartridge razors. It's probably not the most affordable way to shave, but for a convenience factor, it's 10 out of 10. If you haven't already, get yourself over to my website, themichelli.com, where I do all sorts of stuff for gentlemen, product reviews, how-tos, that kind of stuff. If you haven't liked this, please like this video. That way I know that you want me to do more of these things. And if you do want to find out about more that I'm doing, please click on the subscribe button and more videos will come right to you. I'm on Twitter @themichelli and Facebook, The Michelli. Until next time, thank you.